My name is Rohan Dakar, and today I am again back with another video in which I have taught about we have solved the problem of exercise 1.3. Okay, that our first problem is, as you can see in the screen, our first problem is that we have to prove that root 5 is a irrational number. Okay, so as you can see here, how can we prove it? Okay, so guys, you can see here. Uh, One more thing is that if you have not subscribed my channel, that is name is Coachship, you can subscribe that channel, okay, and press the bell icon for the video of the for the notification of the latest video. Okay, so just we start our video here. Okay, we are proving that root 5 is a irrational number. For proving that, in actually I want to tell you one thing, that in our previous video we have proved that root 3 and root 2 is a irrational. Okay, we have proved it in our previous video that this r number is a irrational number. Okay, so I am proving that root 5 is a irrational here. So what I need to do, suppose we need to assume that root 5 is a rational number. Okay, opposite to that, what is given it to it, what is given here. So we need to assume that our root 5 is a rational number. Okay, so we know that if someone is a rational number, then root 5 can be represented in the form of p by q, right? Suppose p by q, we are supposing here by ourselves that p by q has a one common factor other than the one. Okay, has a one common factor other than the one. So here we are assuming that let p by q, let divide. Okay, here divide will come. I just write it. Okay, it is missing here. Okay, here that okay, let divide p by q. This is v here. Okay, yeah, this is v here. Let divide this p by q. This will come at this place. Okay, p by q by that common factor. Okay, which is the common factor here? By that a common factor. Okay, whatever common factor we have assumed. Okay, it is very similar to this. Like we are given that our p by q in the suppose 25 upon 35 is our p by q. Okay, here p is 25 and q is 35, and if I will prime if I will factorize this 25, I can write this 25 as a 5 into 5, which is a okay, and I can write this 35 as a 5 into 7, so I can cancel this 5. Okay, so 5 upon 7 will remain here. So what we have just divided this 25 and 35 with our common factor. Okay, you can see that 5 5 is 25, 5 7 is 35. So we will get our new rational number. Okay, 5 upon 7. Similarly, if we will divide this p upon q with the common factor, okay, in this line, then we will get our new rational number as a upon b. Okay, so I can write this root 5 will be equivalent to this a upon b. Okay, because why it is, I am just writing for that as well, because here root 5, according to this line, our root 5 is equal to the p upon q. Okay, is equal to the p upon q, because I have said that this root 5 can be represented in the form of p by q. Okay, so here you can see we will get a upon b. Okay, so I will just equalize it, like root 5 is equal to a upon b. Okay, this is the simplified number here, simplified rational number. Okay, so what I will do, I will just take this b from the right hand side to the left hand side, then it will get into the multiplication with the root 5. So I can write this as a b root 5 is equal to a. Okay, then what I need to do, what we need to do, then we need to square the both sides. Okay, I have written here, then we need to square it the both side. Okay, these both sides, b root 5 and a. So I am just squaring here, I have squared here. Okay, as you can see here. So here what this will become, this will, when I open this square, then it will become b square 5, because root 5 into root 5 equal to 5. Okay, as we know, and a square will be a square. We have given the first equation here. Okay, we have given just name as a first equation here. Then what I did here, okay, according to one theorem. Okay, actually there is one theorem which says, as you can see the relation here. Okay, I am just highlighting it, just need where the highlighter, yeah, this equation. Okay, what this equation says, these equations, there is one theorem which says, if you can see here I can write this first equation as a b square is equal to a square divided by 5, okay, like this. So as you can see from here, this a square can be divided by 5, okay. So I have referred, if 5 divides a square, then there is a rule, then 5 divides the a also, okay, then 5 also divides the a, okay, from one theorem, okay, which I have which I have taught in my previous video, okay. You can see that theorem statement from there and the example based on that theorem as well, okay. This question is also based on this theorem, okay. So here I am supposing that 5 is also dividing a, so here a divided by 5, I will get the c here, okay. Any some integer, okay, it is a random integer that I will get, okay, on dividing a by 5, because here according to the theorem a is also divisible by the 5, okay. So you can see, as you can see here, a is equals to 5c here, okay. So I need to square both sides again in the equation second, then I will get a square is equals to 5c to the whole to the power 2 whole power, okay. So here I will just open this bracket, then a square is equal to 5 into 5 25 and c square will come, okay. I will give this name as a third equation, okay. So from first equation, as you can say, we have a value of a square as a 5b square, okay. So I can put this value of a square in this equation third, okay. So I am just what I am doing here, I am just putting the value of a square from the equation first, okay, in the equation third. So what I will get, I will just put instead of a square as a 5b square, okay. Then this 5b square equal to 25c square, right. Then I will take this 5 at the right hand side, it will get into the divided to the 25c square, then I will just cancel it, simplify it, 5 1 5, 5 5 25. So from this relation what I will get, as a b square is equals to 5c square, which is our fourth equation, okay. So according to the theorem, then again we will apply the theorem, okay. Here again I am applying that theorem, okay, same theorem. So here what this theorem is saying, that if 5 divides the b square, okay, this b square, then 5 also divides the b, okay. It is clearly mentioned here. So from equation first and from equation 4, which is this is our equation first, okay. Here we are saying that the 5 divides the a, okay. In equation 4 we are saying that this 5 divides the b as well, okay, according to this theorem. So we can say that 5 divides the a and the b as well, okay, both. 5 divides the a and the b both, okay. So here contradiction has risen, okay. What contradiction has risen? Before that because we can say this 5, that a and b has a one more common factor, okay. From this line what we can say, this 5, this a and b has a one more common factor, okay, other than the one itself. I have also told it here, okay. This a upon b should have. Now look at the our first assumption, okay. What our first assumption? Our first assumption is that root 5 is a irrational number, okay, and root 5 can be represented in the form of p by q, and we have supposed that p by q has a one common factor only, okay, other than the one. So this a upon b should not have any common factor, okay. According to this statement, this root upon this according to this statement, this p upon q should not have any common factor, okay. But here we can see we got the one more common factor, okay. One more common factor. So here contradiction has arisen due to our wrong assumption, okay, due to our ever assumption, which is wrong here, okay. So here that's why we can say root 5 is a irrational number, okay. In this way we can prove this root 5 is a irrational number, okay. If you have any doubt in this question at any point, you can ask me in the comment section. And in the I have also created one WhatsApp and Telegram group for that. You can also ask that doubt for there, okay, and for the study material as well, okay. Now look at our next example, okay, which is we need to prove that 3 plus root 2 5 is a irrational number, okay. So what I will do, I will just open the another software, okay, because I don't trust this software too much, because in when I shooting the previous video, it get hanged, okay, badly, and my that video is not recorded properly. So I am just taking that software here, okay. So yeah, I will take the clip of that question, okay. We are solving the second problem here, okay, in which we have to prove that 3 plus 2 root 5 is a irrational number, okay. We need to prove this number here, right. Yeah. You can see here. Then what I will assume first, okay? I will assume that opposite to it, okay? Whatever is given, I will assume that I am just writing here, okay? What I need to do, I need to assume that 3 plus 2 root 5, I need to assume this 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number, okay? Is a rational number. We need to assume opposite to the given question, okay? Question is given is a 3 plus root 5 is a irrational, that's why we are assuming that it is a rational here, okay? If it is a rational number, then we can represent, so we can represent this 3 plus 2 root 5 in the form of p upon q, right? 3 plus 2 root 5 in the form of p by q, okay? Actually we have to prove all the question according to this, okay? in the in the form of p upon q, okay? In the form of p upon q, okay? So here you can see here, how can I write this? 3 plus root 2 root 5 is equal to p upon q, okay? Because we have assumed that it is a rational number, okay? What we assumed here, we have assumed that it is a rational number, okay? So I can write this. How can I write this? What I will do, I will just take this 3 at the right hand side, okay? It is here in the plus. If suppose there is nothing, then always plus is present, okay? This is a positive number. If I will take this at a right hand side, okay, at this side of p by q, then it will be p upon q minus 3, okay? What will come here? P minus q upon 3, okay? So what I will do in my next step, I am writing this next step here. I am just taking these two at the right hand side, okay? So what I can write here, I can write this like 1 upon 2, 1 upon 2 into 1 upon 2 into p upon q minus 3, okay? 1 upon 2 into p upon q minus 3, okay? I can write like this, okay? So here we can see that if I will solve this right hand side, okay, as you can see here, if I will solve this right hand side, I will get a rational number, okay? Because why I will get a rational number? Because this p by q, suppose this p by q are a co-prime number here, okay? What are these? Suppose these are the co-prime numbers, okay? I will just explain what is a co-prime means. Both are the prime number, okay? If it means they don't have any common factor, okay, between them. Both are co-prime. Co-prime means both are prime number here, okay? So so here as you can see, if it is a prime number, okay, no common factor, then definitely I will get an integer here, okay? I need to solve it further. I need to solve it a little bit more so you can understand it properly, okay? This root 5 I can write like, I am just multiplying it, okay? First of all I will solve the bracket side, okay, according to the Bodmas rule. So what I will get here, I will just take this q as a denominator and I need to multiply this q here, okay? So 3q will come here, okay? So just a wait, I need to take it up, yeah. So what I can do here, I just write it, root 5 is equals to p minus 3q upon 2, okay? I can multiply it simply in the denominator, as you know the rule. So I can see here that pq, as we know, pq are a co-prime here, okay? P and q are a co-prime, and the integer also, okay, are a co-prime. Are a co-prime means both are the prime number, okay? Co-prime, and the integers also, okay? And the integers also, okay? And the integers also this number, okay? So on solving this, what I will get, I am talking about it, okay? On solving this, what I will get, I will get a integer, okay? If this is an integer, then definitely On solving it, on solving we will get the integer. Okay, I am writing just one statement here. On solving this right hand expression, on solving it, we get our result as an integer. Okay, we get our result as an integer here. Okay, what I will get, we will get our result as an integer here. Okay, so you can see if our result is an integer at the right hand side, so what I can say, I can say one thing, I can say, okay, I have taken it again, I can say this. Okay, this our result is an integer, then it represent a rational number. Okay, then this solution will represent, then this expression, then this expression is a rational number. Okay, then this expression, then this expression is a rational number here. Okay, I can assume it here rational number. Okay, but as you can see, it is equivalent to this left hand side, this root 5. Okay, this root 5, as we know, this root 5 is not a rational number. Okay, this root 5 is, this root 5 is not a rational number. Okay, this root 5 is not a rational, and it is rational right hand side, our right hand side is rational and our left hand side is not rational. Okay, so this contradiction has risen here. Okay, as you can see, one contradiction. Okay, a contradiction has risen. Okay, just I need to take it at the upside. Okay, this contradiction, this contradiction has risen here. Okay, a contradiction has risen, a contradiction has risen here. Okay, due to our wrong assumption, due to our above assumption. Okay, due to our above assumption, which is wrong. Okay, due to our above assumption, due to our due to our above assumption. Okay, as you can see, what is the contradiction has risen, that this our 3 plus 2 root 5 we can represent in the frame p by q, because we have assumed that this 3 plus 2 root 5 is a rational number here. Okay, and I have just simplified it. I have taken this root 5 is equal to 1 upon 2 into p upon q minus 3. Okay, when I have simplified it, I can say here I will get one integer here. Okay, as p r q are the co-prime and the integer also. Okay, so our result will be also as an integer here. Okay, as I have written here, as you can see. Guys, if you are not able to understand any my word, then you can ask me in the comment section. Okay, because I am writing it through the mousepad of the laptop. Okay, actually which is integrated, that's why I'm not writing it properly here. Okay, what I need to write, I need to write is a integer here. Okay, integer here, we get our result as an integer here. Okay, so this right hand side is integer, but this left hand side, as we know, it is a irrational number. Okay, not a rational. What it is, it is a irrational number here. Okay, irrational number here. So irrational number cannot be equal to the rational number here. Okay, so this is the contradiction here. What is the contradiction? Contradiction is that LHS cannot equal to the RHS. Okay, this irrational number cannot be equal to the n rational number. So due to our wrong assumption, we can conclude that. Okay, what we can conclude that, I just type it, type here. Okay, we can conclude, we can conclude that, I am just typing here. Okay, so you can see here, just a minute, I will increase the font size as well. Yeah, we can conclude that, I will just that 2 plus root 3 5 is a irrational. Okay, not a rational. Okay, what I can assume? I can assume that what is the number, that 2 plus root 5. Okay, 2 plus root 5 is a irrational. Okay, 2 plus 1 minute, what is the number? 3 plus 2 root 5. Okay, not a 2, here 3 will come. 3 plus 2 root 5 is a irrational number. Okay, so we need to prove like this. Okay, at the first we need to assume that it is a rational, and then we need to prove it that our assumption was wrong. Okay, so we can conclude that uh, this 3 plus 2 root 5 is a irrational here. Okay, this is the solution for this question. Okay guys, so yeah, I am taking the another page. 1 minute. Yeah, so we are moving to our next concept. Okay, yeah, so our next concept is about the terminating decimals and non-terminating decimal. Okay, what is our next concept? Our next concept is terminating decimals. Guys, rest of the problem, whatever is here, you can prove it on yourself. Okay, by following the above procedure as I have applied on these two problems, and the in my previous video I have also applied this thing on the two previous examples. Okay, two examples, so you can apply that same thing here. Okay, if you found any difficulty to prove that these are the irrational, then you can ask me. Okay, you can ask me in the comment section to make a video on a particular problem. Okay, I will surely make a solution video here. Okay, so I'm just moving forward to the next concept. Okay, which is our terminating decimal and non-terminating decimal. Okay, terminating decimal and non-terminating decimal. Okay, non-terminating decimal, non-terminating decimal. Okay, so here first I will explain you what is the decimal number. You know, okay, already, is we can just write like this, 2.567. Okay, wherever, whenever I just put this point. Okay, what are the terminating decimal? I am just proving, I am just explaining it, this number. Okay, this 3.25. Okay, these are the decimal number. I am explaining the decimal first. Okay, these are the decimal number, 5.67 bar. Okay, bar means this number is repeating again and again. Okay, non-terminating here. So these are the decimal number. Okay, not a terminating decimal, it is a decimal here. Okay, this is the decimal number. So what is our terminating decimal? Okay, I'm just writing in the short TD, terminating decimal. Okay, what is our TD? Terminating decimal number. Okay, terminating decimal number is a number which ends, a decimal number which ends at a certain point. Okay, which ends, a decimal number, a decimal number. I'm just presenting this number by the anode root. Okay, a decimal number which ends at a certain point. Okay, which ends at a, which ends at a certain point. Okay, which ends at a certain point, that number is known as the terminating decimal. Okay, I can give you some examples here for that, like this example 2.578. Okay, this is a terminating decimal. As we can see, it is terminating here. This 3 upon 2 is also a terminating decimal, because I will divide, I will get the quotient is a 1.5. Okay, and many number are there like this, 1.167, 16823. Okay, this is also a terminating decimal here, which is ending at a certain point. Okay, this is the whole number actually, 1.16823. Okay, so this is the terminating decimal. So what are the non-terminating decimals? Okay, I'm just representing it with the short NTD, non-terminating decimals. Okay, NTD. A decimals numbers, decimals decimals number which never ends. Okay, decimal number which never ends, which never ends. Okay, decimal number which never ends. It is that decimal number which never ends. Okay, so yeah, I can give you some example here. Okay, so example is this 20 upon 3. Okay, as I will divide it, then it will divide like this: 3 6 18. Okay, then again 3 6.66. It will be repeating itself. Okay, this number, and there can be this number root 3. Okay, root 2, which is also a non-terminating decimal. It never terminates. Okay, remember it, root 2. And I can write like this: one number is a 8.6453. Okay, in which this 53 is repeating again and again. Okay, this is also non-terminating decimal. So this number are the non-terminating decimal and these are the terminating decimal number here. Okay, so here there is one method like how we can recognize that which number is a terminating decimal and which number is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, as guy you can see here terminating decimal and non-terminating decimal. Okay, terminating decimal are decimal number which end at a certain point. Okay, suppose this number which is a 2.578 here is a terminating decimal because it ends at this 8. Okay, at this point 3 upon 2 is also a terminating decimals because it is also end at a 1.5. Okay, at this 5. And these are the example for the terminating decimal. Okay, terminating means which stops at some point. Non-terminating decimals is which never ends. Okay, in non-terminating decimals there are two types. Okay, which is the recurring and the non-recurring. Just wait a minute, we are saying that. Okay, what are the types and how we will recognize it. Suppose this 20 upon 3. Okay, if I will divide, then I will get the result at a 6.666. So here this 6 part is repeating itself, so I have put a bar here. It means this part is repeating itself. Okay, so this is a recurring decimals. What it is a recurring decimals. Okay, and you can see this root 3 root 2, these are the non-recurring decimals, and you can see this is also the part of this recurring decimals. Okay, so guys, actually I am closing this software is creating some problem. Okay, so just a minute. Yeah, you can see this here, non-terminating decimal. Okay, non-terminating decimals are of two types. What are the two types? Recurring decimals and the non-recurring decimals. Okay, as I told you that a part of the decimal which repeats indefinitely, then it is known as recurring. Okay, because you can see as this part is recurring, this part is repeating themselves again and again. Okay, and non-recurring, no part of the decimal repeat themselves. Okay, so we need to actually this is the most important topic here. Okay, we have to check if a given rational number is terminating or not. Okay, so there are two conditions for checking it. Suppose there is a rational number, suppose this 1 upon 40. Okay, I am taking one example here. 1 upon 40, it is a rational number. Okay, suppose this is the form of a upon b, this a upon b. Okay, so here a is a 1 1 and 40 is a b. Actually I am explaining these steps through an example. Okay, then I will also explain this steps core part, but I am explaining through the example, so you will get a better understanding of it. Okay, so here our first step is we need to find that HCF of a and b should be 1. Okay, first step, if a given rational number is a terminating decimal. Okay, terminating, so here we can see HCF of 1 of 40 is 1. Yeah, our first condition is satisfied. And second condition is that our b can be, we can express our b as a prime factorization. Okay, of 2 and 5. We can express our b, we can express our this b as a prime factorization of 2 and 5. Okay, then only, and their prime factorization form like 2 into 2 to the power m and 5 into the power n, where m and are the non-negative integers. Okay, so as we can say this, if I will factorize this 40 is through the LCM, So what it I will get as a first of I need to divide it with the 2, then I will get as a 2 20 jar 40, okay. Then again 2, then I will get as a 2 10 jar sorry, yeah, I will divide with the 2, then I will get a 2 10 ja 20, then I will also divide with the 2, then I will get 2 5 ja 10, okay. Then I need to divide with the 5. So here I am getting the form of 2 to the power 3 and 5 to the power 1, okay. As you can see, this is of the form 2 to the power m, 5 to the power n. Here when m and are our non-negative integers, okay. What are the non-negative integers? 0 plus positive integer, okay. 0 is also including in it. So you can see this form, okay. If these two conditions satisfied, then our this decimal number is a terminating decimal here, okay. We can also divide this 1 upon 40, so you can also get it what is its actual answer, okay. This 1 upon 40, if I will divide, wait a minute, I have divided it here, okay. I think, yeah, that my file has been lost here, so no worry, I will divide it again, okay. 1 upon 40, I will divide this 1 upon 40 again, okay. Here 1 will come, here 40 will come, okay. So as you can see, just I need to put a point here, then 0 will come, then again I need to point 1 0 here, okay. Just to wait, I think I might have divided it actually, just to wait. No, I think I have not divided, okay. No worry, I will divide it again. So we will get to know what are the answer we are getting here, okay. So here if yeah, I will put 1 0 here, then 42 is 80, okay. 80, then 20 will remain here, okay. It is very simple, 20 will remain here, then I need to put one more 0 there, okay. Then I will get as a 200 here, 45 is a 200, so I will get answer, my decimal is a 0.025, okay. When I will divide this 1 by 40, so you can see it has been terminated at a some point, which is what is that point? That point is a 5, okay. As you can see, this 1 upon 40, if I have divided it, then I am getting, yeah, then I am getting my 0.025 as answer, okay. Wait a minute, I need to change my pen color. 0.025 I am getting here, okay. So I am also taking one more example for your sake, okay. Wait a minute, what happened it? Okay, I think I need to zoom a little bit so you can see clearly, yeah. So I am taking one more example here, okay, which is of the form, let's say it is of the form 3 upon 7, okay. 3 upon 7. So I need to divide this 3 upon 7, okay, where I am dividing here, okay, no problem. 3 upon 7, okay. 3 upon 7, it means I need to divide this 3 with the 7, okay. So first of all, we will check this 3 upon 7 with that two rules, okay. So we can decide at the early stage, will it a terminating decimal or a not terminating decimal, okay. I am checking here. So what is the first condition for this 3 upon 7? The first condition is their HCF should be 1, okay. What is their first condition? Their first condition is the HCF of 3 upon 7 should be 1. As we can say, highest common factor of this 3 and 7 is a 1, okay. And what is the second condition? That prime factorization of the b, this is the denominator, should be of the form 2 to the power m or 5 to the power n, okay. 2 to the power m into 5 to the power n. But we can see the prime factorization of the 7 we can write as a 7 into 1, okay. So it is of the form of 7, okay, not of that 2 to the power m or 5 to the power n. We can see if I will raise to it to the power n, then it is also 7. So I can write it. It is violating second condition. First condition it has been satisfied, but our second condition is not satisfied. So what I can say, this rational number is a non-terminating. Okay. non-terminating, not a terminating. So we also see its proof. Okay, actually we need to divide it, then we can only get whether it is proving that or not. Okay, 1 minute, where is my pen? Okay, here is my pen. I need to divide the just wait. I am taking below. Okay, here I mean here. Okay, I am taking that example here. What it is? 3 upon 7 means the 3 should be divided with the 7. Okay, as we can see we cannot divide, then we need to put a point here, then I take 1 0 here, then 7 4s are 28. Okay, 7 4s are 28, then I will get my 2 as a remainder here, then I need to put point 0 here due to this point. Okay, then 7 2s are 14, I will get 7 2s are 14. We need to see, okay, if this if any of the part is repeating or not here, then I need to take one more 0 here, then 7 5 are 35, 7 7 are 49, 7 8 are 56. Okay, so 56 will come here. Okay, then again 4 will come, and I will put the 0 again here. Okay, then 7 5 are 35, 7 5 are 35. Okay, 7 5 are 35, then 5 will remain here. I need to put the 0 again. Okay, then 7 7 are 49, 7 7 are 49. Okay, what will come here? 49 will come here. What will come here? 49 will come here, then 1 will remain here. Okay, whatever, 1 will remain here, then I need to put again the 0 here. Okay, and what I will get? 7 1 is 7, then again I am getting as a 3 as a remainder. Okay, as you can see, and you know, if I will put a 0 again this after these 3, then again same steps will be repeated. Okay, so what I can conclude? I can conclude this part is repeating here. Okay, this part. Which part? Just a minute. Okay, I'm sorry. 1 minute, what's happening? What's wrong with this? Oh, oh my god. Just wait. Yeah, no, it's fine, I think. Again, it's okay. Just wait. Oh my god, it is not responding. Wait, guys. I don't know what's happening here. That mark should not be there. Okay. So yeah, as we can see here, then 1 will remain here. Okay, then again I will put the 0, I will get as a 7 1 is 7 here. Okay, then our 3 will remain here. So as you can see, due to this whole part will repeat, this 4 2 8 5 7. Okay, after this point, so I can put a bar here. So we can see this is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, this rational number 3 upon 7 is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, I can conclude it, right? Okay, what I can conclude? I can conclude this is a non-terminating decimal. Okay, 3 upon 7. So here, what we can conclude from these two condition, if this two condition is not satisfied, then we will get the recurring decimals. Okay, then we will get the non-terminating recurring part. All right, again it is, what will, 1 minute, what we will get? Recurring. Okay, non-terminating recurring part. Okay, non-terminating decimals, but that will be recurring. Okay, that it means it will repeat themselves. Okay, non-terminating and it will be recurring. Non-terminating. Okay, and that will be the recurring part. Okay, Got it, guys? Okay, if you have any doubt at any point, you can ask me in the comment section. Okay.